Good afternoon, tubers of the RC universe. Welcome to RC Heli Chat UK for what is going to be the fourth and possibly final instalment of the LongRanger. Probably not. Anywho, what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be looking at basically, well, detail more than anything. Just putting detail on it. And I think, to be fair, how she's looking at the moment, it's looking all right, but I think once we have a few bits of scale detailing on the cable cutters, aerials, that kind of thing, then that's when I think it's going to start bringing it to life. The windows look a bit bland, so I'm going to be doing something to those to bring them out a bit better. And then hopefully, if we get time as well, I want to see if I can paint the blades. I've found the colour on the actual real aircraft, they're just white and red. So I'll get all those all sanded down nice and smooth before I give them a coat of paint. I'll put white all over them first, and then basically I'll mask them off after the white's dried and then put the red on. But yeah, so I need to put some step rails on here as well. I was hoping to make them out of plastic card, but I ain't got a lot left, and they're certainly not long enough for me to do them, so I'm going to have to fabricate them out of probably plywood. But yeah, so let's crack on with it and get this thing finished, put it all back together again and see what it looks like in the air. Maybe not on today's video being in the air, but hopefully get the rest of it done. I've been to work today. I've got like, I don't know, probably about 3 hours, 4 hours, something like that to work on this. But I'll be done early again tomorrow, so the chances are if I don't get it finished tonight, I probably won't upload it. I'll probably wait until I finish it tomorrow and then I'll upload and you'll be able to watch it. But you'll already know that because you're watching it. Yeah. Anyway, let's get on with it. Right, there's a couple of places that I need to touch up with some paint. Just do it with a brush. There's a mark there where the paint's worn away. This I'm not too bothered about because it's going to be covered with a hatch anyway. There's a couple of bits there that have rubbed off while it's been sat in my car. And also down at the bottom here. So I'm just going to get a paintbrush and just touch those up. Then that'll be it for that, and then we'll go into putting some more detailing onto these windows. One thing you may remember as well from the previous video, I had some overspray which was like on the nose and in other places on there, but I've actually just off camera I've wet sanded it all off, so that's all gone now. Like I say, it's just little bits that I need to touch up with the paintbrush, which you're going to go into on stupid twat fast mode. So here we go. Right guys, I've just done all that on time lapse. I've finished that one side and I don't like it, it looks shit. So that's all going to come off. I'll have to figure out another way of doing it. I just wanted to put some sort of like depth into the windows to make them stick out a bit better, but it just looks tacky and crap. So I'm going to have to figure out something else with that, to be fair. You've got to remember, this is no Roban scale fuselage. This is an early 90s Space Baron like representation of a helicopter that has no detail in it whatsoever, apart from a few little lines where the doors are and the windows. That's it. But I think, to be fair, I'm just going to have to go with just the basic scheme, you know, and just live with it. And like I say, give it a coat of sealant and whatnot, put it all back together and just get it in the air. I'll add some more scale bits like the cable cutters and stuff like this, but all this masking shit that I've just done, that's coming off. It's done nothing for me. Nothing at all. Oh well. You know what guys, I've just drawn them in. I've gone over the panel lines with a fine tip marker, and to be fair, it looks fine like that. So this is just a basic scale model. It's nothing elaborate. Okay, I'm not a 3D printer. I haven't got a 3D printer. I don't know how to work a 3D printer. I'm not like a lot of the guys out there that go to town with 3D printing and call it scratch building, because it's not. A computer does it for you. But anywho, this is just going to be a basic helicopter with a colour scheme on that I can get in the air, and I'm happy with that as it is. I'm going to put a few things on, but like I say, I need to make a cable cutter, put one on the top, a couple of aerials, that kind of thing. I need to make the lid for the Beast X, and I've got to somehow try and figure out what I'm going to do about the exhaust for the top, because I cannot for the life of me find the original that came with this. It's gone, infinity and beyond. So I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, but let's get these bits of scale detailing on, because I want to start sealing this with the acrylic satin basically, because it's going to keep getting scratched if I don't. So anyway, let's crack on. I'm going to have to take this outside and start sealing it, because the paint is going to keep coming off if I'm not careful. It ain't brilliant, you know what, it's a semi-scale helicopter. It's not 100% scale. I've got bigger helicopters to fry, as they say, which I'm going to put a lot more detail on, like the Bow 230. This, I just wanted to get it out of that horrible grey primer and put a simple colour scheme on it and fly. So anyway, let's go outside and seal it all up. One thing I forgot about, there's two things I forgot about. A, it's not as warm out here today, it's pretty chilly, and two, I forgot to put the registration on the aircraft. So I'm going to go and do that now while this is drying before I give the main fuselage a coat, and I'm high as a kite. Yeah. Okay guys, off camera I've given these 2 coats of satin sealer, and they have both been wet sanded as well. You can see already that this is starting to come out shiny, but I'm going to go now to putting the gloss coat on it and see how it comes out. Hopefully it won't be shit, but we'll see. But yeah, that's the next stage. I've already given the undercarriage its first coat of gloss, and it don't look too bad, but the trouble I'm getting at the moment is it's a bit windy out there, so the spray's going everywhere. But anyway, hopefully get a couple of coats on, or at least one coat, get it to dry, and then I can give it a wet sand tomorrow when I come back up here tomorrow, because I ain't got time to finish it tonight. Give it a second coat, give it another wet sand, and then I can use cutting compound on it to polish it all up. I'll probably leave it for a few days to dry completely to do that, just to be on the safe side. But yeah, we're getting there slowly. Right then, we have excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. Right, yeah, so that has had 2 coats of gloss on it now, and it is starting to shine as it is. However, this is not going to be the finished finish. Although it's looking shiny now, once it's completely dry, like I say, I'm going to give it a wet sand with 1200 grit sanding pads, and then I will basically get a cutting compound and then cut into the polyurethane varnish that I've done and polish it up, so it'll look really shiny when it's done. It ain't that bad. It's not, you know what I mean, it's not brilliant, but I'm quite happy with that, to be fair. You know, as a, what is it, how far away am I now? Yeah, looking at it from there, I'm like 2 meters away from it. Yeah, it looks great. You know, as you get closer you start seeing the imperfections, but when it's in the air I don't give a toss, because it'll look good. Well, I'm still going to do this. I'm still going to make the panel for that, which, like I said, I should be using some plastic card that I've got there. I want to try and find that exhaust that came with it. It's around somewhere. I just know it is. I'm not throwing it away, but if I can get that sort of like put in place, then that will set it off. I can paint that exhaust colory dirty thingy, but yeah, it's all right. Not I can't get my words out. Not bad at all, as they say. There's the undercarriage sat there. They're dry. I'm just leaving them there to not get in the way, basically. I've got the tail fin sat on there drying, and the cone sat there drying as well. I'm going to put everything away because I'm a messy twat, as you can see, and then I'm going to call it a night, and then I'll carry on tomorrow, and hopefully we can get this thing looking rather nice. I think what I'll do is I'll do the blades first tomorrow. That way that'll give these longer to cure, because it's dust dry, as they call it, in 30 to 40 minutes, touch dry, but it's fully cured in 24 hours. So hopefully come sort of like tomorrow evening, after I've done the blades, I'll be able to cut into these and go from there, basically. So yeah, we'll do the blades tomorrow. Like I say, they're red and white. I'll give them a sand down with the fine sandpaper. These are NHP blades, these are all carbon blade. They're actually really good. They're cheap, but they're really good. And I think these were 60 quid, something like that. It's about $75 your end, for a set of, I don't even know what size these are. I think they're 500, no, they're 550s. They're 550mm. But yeah, they'll be painted up anyway. And I'll also take the tail blades off the tail rotor, and I'll give them a paint as well, because they need to be white with black stripes. I'll probably just mask the carbon off on the tail rotors and just spray them white, and then obviously once that's all done, get them nice and sanded down. Yes, I do seal them. No, I do not use gloss. Helicopter blades are not gloss. They are a semi-matte or satin finish. You have a look at a helicopter blade in real life and you'll find that yes, they're painted, but they're not shiny. They are basically a semi-matte or satin finish, and the reason they're not shiny is because the last thing that people want is for helicopter blades to be reflecting off the sun on a huge great big disc. So yeah, any of you out there that have painted your blades and covered them in a gloss, sand them down, will you, and cover them in a varnish that is semi-matte. Not teaching you to suck eggs, well I am actually, but hey ho. So yeah, I'm going to clean all this crap up, like I say. Hopefully by then these will be touch dry and I'll be able to load them into the car without doing any damage. And I will continue tomorrow, like I say, by starting with the blades, getting them all painted, sanded and painted. That way then, by the time I've done that, these will be ready to be cut and polished, and we can then hopefully once the blades are cured, start putting it all back together again. Good evening guys, it is the next day. I have been thoroughly enjoying myself flying this today, so much so that it's now later on in the evening. But look at this, it is absolutely flat calm out here. I'm going to creep up on Mike because this is the first time he's flown in a helicopter, an OMPM2, and he seems to be doing really well with it. Let's see what he's doing. Anyway, back to what we were doing. Now, I have wet sanded this model, and as you know, yesterday I give it a coat of varnish. I've left it over 24 hours to dry. It has been warm. It's been, what on earth's that? Oh, it's Mike's charger. It's been warm and it's helped settle it down quite nicely. I've given them a coat of, I've wet sanded them just, and I am now going to be using this in here in the UK. This is a cutting compound, and it is what I use to polish my helicopters up with, and it's pretty damn good stuff. So that will be going on with a damp cloth and being then wiped off with a dry cloth, and hopefully it will make it shine bright like a diamond. So yeah, so let's get on with that and see how it turns out. Time's getting on because I'm an idiot. Like I say, I've been enjoying flying the old tiggly cat out there, but yeah, I want to try and get this at least cut today, and make it all nice and presentable, and then we'll go on to painting the blades, which I'll probably do tomorrow, to be honest with you, because I mean, it's starting to get dark already and it's only about 7 PM. But anyway, let's get on with it, guys. Well guys, welcome to day 3 Yesterday I only had a few hours on this model, but I have cut out all the whole, giving it a different coat of sealer and wet sand in it, and then polish, like cutting it with the gloss on and whatnot. But whoever said you cannot polish a turd is wrong. I mean, look at that. Look how shiny this has all come out. It's looking pretty damn good, to be fair. So I'm going to continue now with these. You'll probably notice a different environment because I'm in the clubhouse, purely and simply because we've got quite a few people here today, and as you can probably see out there, we've got a lot of helicopters, and I don't think they'd appreciate me spraying paint out there. So I'm going to do the prep work in here for the blades, to get the blades painted up, and then when I've masked them all off, I'm going to take them outside to the other end of the clubhouse, away from them, and I'll give them their first coat of white. So I'm going to stick you in time-lapse mode while I mask it all off, and then we'll crack on. See you in a bit, guys. Okay guys, as you can see, we've got the blades coated in the white now, and I've left them to dry for a good half an hour or so. As you can see, they are nice and dry. Next bit, line them all up, get the masking done for the red, take them back out there, we'll give them a coat of red, and then that'll be the blades done. So, on you go to time-lapse mode. And there we have it, guys. As you probably saw, the painting with the red was a little bit quick and they were already done. That's because, you guessed it, I'm a moron. I forgot to press record on the camera. Anywho, I've got the red coat on now. This is the worst part. I hate this bit. The paint is dry, but it's always a tape when I take that off. That's the bit that I hate doing, because I'm always scared that it's going to peel off the white paint where I've masked over it. But anyway, I'll stick you in futuristic on my twat mode, and then we'll peel it all off and see what happens. There we have it, guys. 2 blades painted. I've got a little bit of bleed in a couple of places. Don't know if you can see there. And on the other blade, there's a tiny little bit of bleed that went through the actual tape there and right on the edge there. But I'll be able to get them off with a tiny bit of alcohol wipe. That'll get rid of that. But yeah, there we go. 2 sets of blades, red and white, to go with a red and white helicopter. I think they look pretty cool. I love painting blades, but that bit there where I just took the tape off, I hate doing that. But when it works, do you ever remember the satisfaction of getting that little piece of plastic on a brand new phone, that clear plastic that you peel off? The satisfaction that gives you. That's kind of the satisfaction that I get from doing this. Sad, isn't it, really? Anyway, let's crack on. There we go. All done. Hang on a minute, there's something missing. Start again. And there we have it, guys. One completely painted helicopter. You'll have to excuse the noise in the background. I am currently live streaming the Reno air races. And we have the T6 drag race going on at the moment. And you know what T6s are like, they're a bit, anyway. So yeah, there we go. The whole theory of like, you cannot polish a turd is dog's testicles. Look at that. I mean, okay, it might not be to everybody's standards, but for an old kit of a fuselage that was meant for an IC helicopter back in the 90s, early 90s, it ain't too bad. You know, I'm going to add more bits and pieces to it and do other things to it as well, just to make it a little bit sort of like more scale like. But as the paint scheme goes, I'm pretty happy with that. And those blades have come out awesome. They've been coated in a semi-gloss varnish as well. But yeah, so I think now we're going to stick it all together and see what it looks like complete. So I'm going to put you in futuristic make you look a twat mode. Well guys, looks like we're going to have to go into a 4th day for this. I'm not going to stop this video, upload it. I'm doing this to the end. So it's kind of dark out here at the moment. The unlimited class is hooning around at the moment on the Reno Air Races live, which has been pretty damn good, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm going to call it quits again now because dark. I'm going to be able to see to load the car. I've still got a load of the Tiger Cat and everything away, look. And my poor little Spectre sat out there, starting to get damp if I'm not careful. But yeah, we're getting there slowly. Hope you're enjoying this, guys, because I am. Seeing this helicopter come out the way that it has, it's looking all right. Mike, who videoed the Tiger Cat for me, he is 3D printing me the exhaust that goes on the back there. So I've made the hatch, as you can see, covering that gaping big hole that the flybar beastlicks thingy heli stable fly. But he's going to make the exhaust for me. He's had all the dimensions and whatnot. So once he's done that, I'll put that on there. But for now, I've got the hatch done. The blades are all painted. They've all been coated. I'll put the step bars on the undercarriage, which you've obviously just seen me do. They are ready to go. I've got to put the support tubes back in this that screw onto the back of the tail, because like it's in there, and then we can cable cutter, aerial, and yeah. So, oh man, this is the worst bit of the night, clearing all this stuff away. I'm a messy modeler. Anywho, I'm going, and you'll be back with me in about half a second. See you later. Good morning, tubers of the RC universe, and welcome to day 3. Or is it 4? I lost count. Anyway, it's the next day from the video that you watched earlier on that I said I'm not. And anyway, today, hopefully, we are going to be able to get this finished. We'll have the beating heart, we have the skin, we have the legs, we have the lift, we have the balancing. That's something we need to show you. Not teaching you how to suck eggs, you probably know how to balance blades, but this Hirobo blade balancer is awesome. Best one I've ever had. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing, putting it all together. And weather's back to normal. It is blowing a hoolie up here, so the chances of me test flying this remote, very remote. But I'm guessing this is going to have been quite a long video, so once it's all put together, I'll probably end it and upload it, and then I'll do some more detailing on it, and then hopefully the test flight in another video. But we're getting there. I'm on my own at the moment, probably because the weather's been crap. The vice chairman, Howard, he's cutting the grass at the moment, which is probably going to be the last time he's going to be able to cut it this week, because the weather's going to turn shocking. Excuse me. So yeah, let's crack on with it, guys. I'll do the blade balancing first and show you how I do that, and then from there we'll go to putting everything back together, and then we can put the blades on and whatnot. I have got to paint the tail blades. I forgot about the tail blades. I've got to paint them. I've got to put white stripes on them, so they'll need balancing as well, but they're not that bad to balance. So yeah, let's get on with it, guys, and see how this comes out. Right. Most important part of flying a helicopter is making sure that these blades are balanced. Now, usually start off by getting a set of scales like this, putting each blade on, get them roughly in the centre, and then seeing how much they weigh. This one's coming out at 122 grams. Hopefully this one won't be too bad. 122 grams, so we know they're roughly the same weight. So that's one of the, you know, the good things about this. It means that even though I've painted them, they're not that far off balance. But let's see, that's just changed to 123 now. So try it again. See, that's showing 123, and then put this one back on 122. So once we've got that done, next thing then is we've actually got to balance the blade and find the centre of gravity. I usually use a straight ruler like this, and I then get the blade and put it on roughly in the centre like so until it balances. This takes a little bit of time usually. There we go. So then we get a marker pen. I usually use a white one, but I can't find it, so I just mark it with this black tip pen here. I can still see the mark. I don't know if you can see that on there, like. So that's the centre of gravity on the one blade, and then we'll do the same on the other one. You notice I'm doing it on the bottom half of the aircraft. There we go. Mark that one. Quick mark. Then we can hold it and mark it. Right, that's the centre of gravity marked on the two blades. And then move that out of the way quickly. And put the two blades together where the bolts go. So those are where the bolt holes are lined up now. And those two, look at that. They're absolutely cock on. I don't know if you can see the black marker lines, but they're both perfectly in line with each other. So the centre of gravity on both blades is exactly the same position. So now that we've got that done, we get our blade balancer and set that up. Right, this is my Hirobo balancer, and it's one of the best balancers on the market. Different sized threads for you to put whatever size blades on. So you can do anything from a 450 right up to a 700 size blade. And when you first get it, these sit on bearings. They actually sit on bearings, and you're provided with different sized grub screws that you can screw into these to get it to balance perfectly. As you can see, I needed one to get it to balance level, but it is an awesome bit of kit. If you can find one of these, buy it, because it's the best blade balancer on the market without fail. Right, when it comes to balancing these, we need to make sure that they are upside down and screwed in using the right thread. In this one it's an M4, and then you literally just screw your blade on, keep screwing your blade on. That's a long screw. Why isn't that going down? I'm screwing it into the wrong hole. Oh, I'm a knob. Try again. Screw it down. There we go. I was screwing it a 4mm M4 into a M5 hole. Right, get it as straight as you can, and then get to the blade with black and M4 into the M4 hole. This is where it starts to get interesting. Right, tighten it up relatively tight and then let it go. Right, see if I can move the camera back so it shows a better shot. I'll come over here with it, move fly, put it there. Can you see that? Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see. Bear with, guys. Right, now as you can see, this blade here is lower down than that one there. So what we've got to do now is I get a piece of tape, just normal black electrical tape this is, and I'll cut a length off about 8 inches long, get a pair of squeezers, and then roughly where the centre of gravity point was marked on the blade, I will just drop it on, which is really hard because it sticks to your hands. Right, and then it's a balancing game and weighting game. I try and hold the blade to get it to balance just right. Now it's moving up and down. Now it is windy, but the wind's blowing that way, so it's not going to affect the blades. So measure from tip to tip when it stops moving. Come on. Well, that's showing 63 millimeters. Come over to this side. That's showing 65. Check this side again. 65. 64. It's really teetering on the edge. 65 on that one. That's about right. That is about right as it is. Right. Right, so I know that that length there is just about right. So I'll pull that off and put that on the flivver, and then we'll get our, hold on, where's my rag? Get my slightly damp rag, give the blade a wipe, make sure there's no dust and crap on it, which it shouldn't be. I can still see the centre of gravity mark there. You probably can't, but I can just see it. And then I'll get some more tape. You've got to watch with electrical tape because it stretches, and what you don't want to do is cut the tape, lay it down, think you've got the right length, but don't realise that you've actually stretched it, and because you've stretched it, it'll shrink a little bit and you'll end up having less than what you should have done. And now I can't get my tape off because it's stuck on really hard. You can buy proper blade balancing tape. It's a little bit heavier, but I find this stuff quite thin, so it actually, you may use a little bit more, but it holds the profile of the blade a lot better. Oh, it's ripping to shreds, this tape is. It's crap. Let's try again. Here we go. So I'll now get the two lengths. I know that that's the right length. I've stretched out a new length. Try not to put any fingerprints on the tape, because at the end of the day you want it to stick to the blade, and then we'll cut it to exactly the same length. I don't know why. I could use the tape, the bit that I've already just pulled out, but I always like to use a fresh bit. Get rid of that, and then we'll find roughly where the centre of gravity is on the blade again, and then we'll lay the tape down right in the middle of the blade, right over the centre of gravity, so the centre of the tape is right where the centre of gravity is, and then smooth that down. And then I tend to get my faithful, I can't get my wallet out, get it out, no, there we go, Hobbycraft club card, and then I'll squeeze it from the centre out all the way along the blade to get any air bubbles out, and it always works really well. Not only that, it helps contour the tape to the blade. You have to excuse the noise, that's our groundsman Ryan. He's up here and he's cutting the pit strip area. Let that go, and hey presto, our blades are balanced, and that's it, job done. So that now shows that our blades are balanced. Let's move the camera away so you can see it better. There you go, the blades are now perfectly balanced. So now you may still get a bit of vibration when you put them on the helicopter, but if ever that happens, don't worry, right? Just take the blades off and swap them over. So put the one blade on the other side and the other blade on the other side, and then try again. You'll be surprised how much of a difference it makes. So there you go, guys. Quick guide to get blades balanced. And if you can get one of these Horobo blade balancers, like I say, get it, because it is the best balancer on the market. Right guys, now we've got that done, we can start putting it back together. So I'll stick you in futuristic on my twat time-lapse mode and go from there. There we have it, guys. It's been a long journey for this one. We've gone from a basic airframe to 550 mechanics, to fitting the mechanics into the fuselage, testing flying it with it in the fuselage, to then going through this painstaking task of literally painting this whole model. For a basic fuselage kit, to be honest with you, how it's come out, I'm chuffed to bits. It's no robot model, it's not full of all this scale detail or anything like that. I don't have a scale, or a printer to print scale or anything like that. But what I've done on this, for what it is, I'm pretty chuffed with it, to be fair. Had a few little niggly things to sort out, but what an awesome looking helicopter. I am wow pleased. Yeah, looking at I want to fly it, but we've got two issues. One, the wind's back with us again, and two, I forgot the battery for it because I'm a retard. But anywho, that'll be for another video, guys, because this one's going to be quite a long video, I think, by the time I put all this together and edit it. But I hope you enjoyed watching me do this and how it's turned out. It's, you know, it's been pretty damn good. I've really enjoyed it. I just want to say that we have had some development with the Harrier. For those that are interested, I have been chatting with Joel, who was the guy who actually programmed the KK2 board for the Harrier for the stabilizer, and we are going to be having a video chat very soon. And he says that within an hour I should be able to get that model hovering, so that's something to look forward to. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate your support and for subscribing to the channel. If you've not already subscribed, then please do so for more content similar to this. Click the old like button and the notification ding-a-ling-a-bell thing, and I will see you again soon with the next video, which will be coming pretty quick. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. I don't know what I talk to myself, to be honest with you. It seems to happen to me all the time. You're supposed to turn off by yourself when I say that, but you're not doing it.